Welcome or welcome back. My name is Johanna. I'm always forgetting to introduce myself, so here we go. My name is Johanna and this is my little corner of the internet where I talk all about knitting, a little bit life update stuff, etc. And yeah, we have a change of scenery. I am still at my dad's, but I moved all of my stuff from Berlin to my dad's place because I can't move into my new flat until the end of October. So I'm storing it here, and I kind of made a mess out of the house. In every room there's like boxes and IKEA bags and stuff like that. So yeah, my sister's room is right now my storage place for all of my clothing, and since I'm starting my new job on Monday and have to leave for that, I need to pack and sort through my clothing. So we have to film in my room today, or in my child's room, and this is my little knitting corner, you can say. And yeah, I think it's kind of annoying with the light situation. I always try to film opposite of a window because just color wise and lighting wise, just the best option, but this has to do today. And maybe I do like extra shots of yarn and colors, but yeah, we will see how well the phone is going to pick it up, and while editing I have to see if I need to fix some stuff. Yes, life has been chaotic but good. Yeah, I talked extensively about my current job living situation in my last podcast, so I try to keep it short. The last few weeks have been really nice. I really made the most out of my still spare time before starting a full-time job, and I have a serious amount of finished objects. I think we have 6 finished objects, which is ridiculous, but yeah, I really wanted to get most of the stuff off my needles, to have a clean slate, and also to not take big projects or half finished or whips with me in my luggage, because I'm moving to my new home, or to the new city, and living there in a temporary home for 2 weeks, so I only have my luggage, and then I'm moving into my proper home on the last October weekend. So yeah, I can't take all of my knitting with me. I still have to live out of a suitcase, and so yeah, I really wanted to get stuff finished, and also I wanted to be able to wear it to work. And yeah, and except from that, I saw some friends. I've been to Berlin, which is also kind of related with knitting stuff. What else did I do? Yeah, a friend visited, and we took a beautiful walk through some like woodsy area and forest and fields and stuff. It was really nice. It was a beautiful autumn day. Maybe I insert some footage somewhere. And we found, I don't know what's the English word for it. It's not maroons, but it's like, also you can eat them, but I think at least in Germany we separate between maroons and, is it chestnuts? Yeah, but like eatable chestnuts, and maroons is something else here. But we also tried to find some mushrooms, but the ones we found we weren't really sure, so we stayed on the safe side and just took the chestnuts with us. And yeah, and we also, on the next day, we met with another friend and we went to a yarn store, because in my new hometown there are no yarn stores, which makes me kind of sad, because I think this is always something that cheers me up, to go to your local yarn store and just have a look, not with like the intention of buying something specific, but just getting inspired by all the colors and textures and stuff like that. So yeah, this is kind of sad that there's no yarn store, but in the region there are a few yarn stores which are easily accessible by public transport, so I will definitely do some trips. And also there's one I'm really curious about. It's called Contour, which is, I don't think you can, like, it's the same in English, but yeah, it's used to be, we also have like, yeah, I think you have it mainly in cities with a harbor where you store the what is it, like the stuff you transport on a ship, or you used to, like in the 18th or 1700, and you just, what is it, storage place. It's basically a harbor storage place. And yeah, so I'm curious what it's going to be, because they don't have like usual opening times. If you want to go to that store, to that yarn store, you need to book an appointment, which is really fancy. You are not forced to buy anything. You can just take a look around, but I think they are more specified on shipping yarn, and not that you can buy it in the yarn store. But also I checked their website and they have a lot of Scandinavian yarns that I don't know yet and that aren't very common here. So yeah, I'm really curious, but it also makes sense because I'm living so close to the Danish border now. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to going to that yarn store, but I think this won't happen until November or something. And yeah, but I took the no yarn store in my hometown situation as an excuse to go to yarn stores that are close by my dad's place, and one of them is in Hamburg. It's called Mylis or Milis. I have no idea. I think it's a Scandinavian word or association, but I have no idea how you say it. I will link the shop down in the show notes, and it's a great yarn store. I really liked it. I still like my favorite yarn store is in Berlin, but it's great. They have a huge selection. They have like 3 separate rooms, and yeah, it's really good organized. It's light, like the really bright store, so you can actually see the colors, which is always important to me. And they have a lot of international yarn that I haven't seen before. Like they had Madeline Tosh and was it Quince and Co, I think, and yeah, a lot of Scandinavian stuff as well, a lot of hand dyed yarns that I haven't seen before. So it was yeah, really interesting, and also it was fun because usually I go on my own into yarn stores, but this time my friends came with me, and we hit also up Idee. It's a craft shop, I would say. I don't know if hobby or I don't know what is the like the same in like the US or other European countries, but yeah, you can buy a lot of crafting supplies there, and they also have a lot of yarn. But yarn from their own brand. They don't have other brands there, and a lot of the yarn they have there is not the best, I would say. I don't tend to buy their yarn because they have a lot of acrylic yarns, or at least they are partly acrylic, and I try to avoid that. A lot of other yarns are superwashed, and also they are really expensive for what they are. So yeah, it's not my preferred place, but they have Knit Pro needles, and they are the only place that stores the Knit Pro needles that I have. Let me try to see if I can find them. Yeah, I have like wooden ones, and they are like in this dark wooden color, but I think they are birch wood, but they are glazed in this dark brown. And then they have like, not bronze, what is it, messing? I have to check. But like it's not golden, because I also have golden ends and they look very different, but this is more matte and not that yellow, but more brassy. Brass is the color, so they have brassy ends, and I really like how brass is looking, and they are the only place where you can buy them. at least I found like I couldn't find them easily accessible somewhere else. And they also have a lot of like fixed circular for like cheap prices and stuff like that. So they're really good when it comes to equipment stuff, I think. But I don't buy there that much yarn, but I bought yarn. So yeah, I bought some yarn, but we will come to that in the acquisition part. And what else has been happening? Yeah, I think that's it. I really need to figure out what kind of projects I want to take for the next 2 weeks with me, because I really do not know yet how much time I will have for knitting, because yeah, it's not the first time that I'm working a full-time job, but it's the first time while I'm knitting on the level that I'm doing right now. So I need to see how much time I have in the evenings, but also I'm moving there. I don't know anyone. So there's also, I'm not in my new flat, because I think in November when I move into my new flat, a lot of time is going into interior, like putting furniture into my new flat, decorating stuff, unboxing, and yeah, a lot of stuff like that. So, but now I'm just in a rented flat for 2 weeks, and there are like no people. I have nothing on my social calendar, let's put it that way. So I should have time for knitting, but also a new job can be quite exhausting, like new people, new faces, a lot of information to take in. So we will see. But yeah, enough about life stuff. Let's get into knitting. Finished objects. My first finished object I'm wearing. You might have guessed it. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it on this window, but it's my NORD pullover by Hanne. And yeah, it's finally finished. The first day that I'm wearing it, it's not totally finished. I haven't woven in all the ends of the stripes. I just did it at the hem and the sleeves and stuff like that, and just put an elastic in because I needed to take out the other one because I made it too tight. And yeah, it's just dried up right now. Yeah, and I think I might insert probably here a little clip of me wearing it that you can actually see it, but I'm really happy. It's really cozy. It bloomed beautiful. I already knew that because I blocked the swatch. I won't even try to show you on the camera because it won't be visible, but I think this is the kind of halo that I'm really into, like this woolen halo, but not the mohair halo. It's too much fluff for me. I really like when like wool blooms, but I'm not really into like the long strands of mohair. And yeah, I think I talked about the yarn quite a lot. The light part is knitted with 2 strands. One is Filcolana Arwetta and one strand is lace merino, and the black is Sandnes Garn Smart. And though I love the combination of the superwash and the lace merino, I wasn't the biggest fan on the black Sandnes Garn yarn because it felt very superwashy. I think in comparison of like my experience and also what I heard from other podcasters, the Filcolana Arwetta for a superwash yarn doesn't feel like a superwash yarn, or doesn't feel a lot like it, and that's what I can attest as well. And yeah, I did some modifications to it, or let's say some I did on purpose, some I made by accident. Okay, it's knit bottom up, and you're supposed to do like 14. I can just stand up. Do like a 14 centimeter ribbing at the bottom, but I thought, oh, this is quite long, I don't want that long. So I did like only 10 centimeters. But when I continue knitting it and I had to split for the sleeves, I forgot that I reduced the body length or the ribbing about 4 centimeters. So I like the supposed to length until you split for the sleeves should have been minus 4 centimeters for me, and I forgot about that. So what I should have done, I should have is this the nice side? Yeah, I should have I have no idea if you can see this right now, but I should split earlier. I think I should have split like around here. Where's my sleeve? Yeah, so I knitted like 2 stripes flat, but I think I should have done like 3 stripes flat. So this resulted in me having not a big sleeve hole, is it the right word? As the pattern recommends. Because if I would have knitted the upper part longer to adjust to the sleeve hole, or the length of the garment would have been not what I wanted. So this is also the reason why I think the seam where you knit the back and the front together is quite far in the front for me and not in the back, because I couldn't continue knitting this part around the neck longer, because otherwise the garment would have been too long. So yeah, this is all a little bit mixed up, and also this resulted in some puckering around the sleeves, and you can probably see that a lot around here. I think this will not block out, but through wearing it will disappear, because this was also the seam while blocking, so it's quite visible right now. But I was really afraid that I would have that the sleeves would be too tight with the small sleeve hole. So I picked up a lot of stitches, which I usually don't do. I pick up less stitches for sleeves than the sleeve hole gives, or yeah, gives room. And so I have a like slight puckering situation, but I don't really mind it. I think it's not that, I mean, yeah, it's visible, but I don't really mind it that much. And I really like that I have like these big balloony sleeves. So also a huge modification is the ribbing or the sleeves, because you decrease the sleeves, but only slightly. And I didn't really like, the pattern has these like, not bell sleeves, how do you call them? Like kind of straight, but really, really wide sleeves, and that are quite long as well, I think, on the model. And they look really cool, but I find them very unpractical, because I often push up my sleeves, and if they are wide and don't have a tight ribbing, they just slip down again. And the same like while cooking or cutting stuff, you always have the sleeve hanging in the food, and especially with such a light color, I wouldn't want to risk that. So, and I also do like this bishopy balloony sleeve style a lot. So that's what I did. I reduced the stitches from 110 or something to 90, and then I did a decrease round from 90 stitches to 60 stitches, and the ribbing is 60 stitches. So that's what I did there, and I'm really happy. Like, there I have like a really, really great length. For the first time I didn't knit the sleeves too short, so this is really great. I'm really, really happy how they blocked and everything, and yeah, I'm really happy with the finished garment. I talked about it a little bit in the last episode. I changed the collar. I really didn't get what the purpose of the collar design or neck design was. So what I did instead, I did a double folded collar, and to still have this black edge like at the hem of the sleeves and the hem of the bottom, or the body, I did like 3 rounds of the black yarn, and then I switched back to the light one. And yeah, I'm really happy. I really want to wear it on my first day of work. This is a little bit childish, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I'm also really into this hem detail with the other color, but I might get to that later. And all in all, I think I need to check what my costs were, but I think I used up 6 skeins. I think I ordered 7 skeins of the Filcolana Arwetta, but I only used 6, and I have so much left of the 6 skein. But I haven't measured it. I haven't weighed it yet, so I don't know how much it weighed, like how much yarn I actually used up. 100. Yeah, but I think it's around 1,200 meters, I could imagine. And I also have some of the black yarn left, but it's like not a lot, it's tiny. So yeah, you could, but I will put like the meterage and costs and weighing in the description show notes, so you can check that if you're interested. But I think the whole garment might have cost maybe around 50 or 60 euro, I would guess. I think it's more on the expensive side for in comparison to the other garments I knitted, but yeah, this is what I would estimate, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the prices for the yarn I bought out of my head. So yeah, but this is all I have to say about this. I can definitely wear this next to skin. It's like you can still feel that there's like a woolly part to it, that it's not like all superwash wool, but do really like it, and it doesn't look like plasticky wise. I think sometimes superwash yarn does look like superwash yarn, but maybe that's just my taste in yarn. What else? My next finished object are these socks. I'm just taking off the hair. So yeah, I already posted them a few days ago on my Instagram, and I took like these really fun pictures with a lot of leaves. I think usually I do a more clean and minimalistic kind of pictures on my Instagram, but I was feeling like it, and nobody can tell me how my Instagram feed is going to look like. So yeah, I already had one finished the first time. Now I have 2 finished. They are like, I have no idea how well you can see them, but yeah, they have like this leaf detail on them. They are like the, I think, Woodlandwalk by thishandmadelife. I think I told about them already a few times, and this is made by a non-superwashed sock wool, spun and sourced in Germany, and after blocking they really got a really nice halo, like woolly halo. They bloom beautiful and they fit so well, so 56 stitches is the way to go for me. And also I think I will knit now more with non-superwashed sock wool, because I really like how tight they fit, and also I really like the halo they developed. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to take them with me to if I put them in my suitcase or if I just leave them with the rest of my knitting here, but we will see. Yeah, that's that. I think there's like not much to tell about them. I talked about them in depth in my other podcast episodes. What else did I finish? Ah yeah, the other 2 finished objects, 3 objects, I don't have with me. So I think today I posted about it on Instagram, but a friend of mine, she has a small sausage dog, or Dachshund, I think it's called in English. And she's like really tiny because they are bred to catch rabbits. So they need to fit into rabbit's holes. So she's like tiny. She weighs less than 3 kilograms. And she's so tiny, there are like there's no dog clothing for her that you can buy online or in shops. Because even like Chihuahuas or like really other small dogs are bigger than her. And also she's like a very long dog, so her measurements are quite unique. But also she's really easily, or she easily gets cold. Like when the temperatures drop under 20 degrees, she's like shaking. So yeah, this is quite a problem because yeah, you really feel bad for the dog, but still she needs to go outside. She's a dog. She is not an indoor pet or something. And so yeah, I've knitted her already 2 jumpers, and I based them, I think, on a drops pattern, but that was like, I think, for a small terrier or something, so that didn't fit at all. So I needed to adapt them like basically 100%, but I just looked at the pattern, how it's constructed, or how dog pullover is constructed, and made up my own. And I also, like, after knitting it for her twice, I put down her measurements and everything, and this is like my project book, and I made a little drawing. I don't know how well you can see it, but a little drawing of her with all her measurements, so I can see how long I need to knit like the different parts and where the leg holes are starting. So the first one was a cabled one in dark green and on 6mm needles, and the second one was a fingering weight color work jumper, which took me forever because I didn't have the right needles at that point, and it was one of the first things that I knit in color work. And it's also, you forget how long this dog is, because I think it's like around a 30 centimeter body, and yeah, it just continues forever until you finally can cast off, so, or bind off. And so yeah, I knew this time I would definitely not knit a fingering one, because she lost her first one. And her color work fingering one is her fancy jumper, which she wears like indoors or on special occasions. And the cabled one was her outdoor one, because also it's more robust. So if it gets dirty or something, it wasn't that big of an issue. And also it fitted her in some parts a little bit better. So what I did, because yeah, she lost that one, so she needed a replacement, I found this yarn at Sostrene Grene, and it's the 100% superwash wool. Runs 50 gram on 70 meters, and it's supposed to be knit on 5.5mm needles, but I knit this on 6.5 because I don't have DPNs at 5.5. And what I really wanted to do was a double moss stitch, because I'm really into all the cable sweater jumper designs that are coming out right now, and I really like this in between double moss stitch between the cables. So I thought this would be nice. And also, I mean, this is not my favorite color, and also not the favorite color of her owner, but the problem is, if you put her into very earthy tones like the khaki and stuff like that, she's not very visible. And so we thought maybe we will do a lighter color this time, that she can be easily found when you go for a walk in the forest or something. So, and actually it suits her very well, because she has a brown and a blue eye. And yeah, I did a little dog pullover for her, and it fits perfectly. Also, I think like all in all, I needed less, like this is still, I needed one full skein, and this is still what I have left of the second one, and I have even bought a third one because I couldn't really estimate how much I needed. So, and since this is like, I think 4 euros, yeah, 4 euros a skein, I was like, okay, better be on the safe side than be sorry at the end. So yeah, now I have more than 1.5 skeins left of this, and I don't really know what to do because it's not really soft. It's also on a big, like quite thick yarn, which I usually don't tend to knit with. And my friend said like, oh, it would be so cute if they could match and they would have something from the same yarn, but she doesn't wear headbands. She also wouldn't wear this color as a hat, and for something like a neckerchief, it's too scratchy. So maybe I'm thinking of doing her mittens. I could imagine that it's enough, especially if I do like some coloring or do the ribbing in another color or something. But yeah, this is not on my current knitting to-do list, but in the future there might be some accessories fitting to the dog jumper. My 1, 2, 3 fourth and fifth finished object. It was a very spontaneous baby knit I did, because it's a long story, but in the end, through my sister, a guy helped me with moving, because I do have a driving license, but I am not able to drive, because I did my driving license when I was 19 or 20, and I have never driven a car except for my driving test on my own. So, and this has been over 10 years ago now, and so yeah, I needed some help with the move, and this guy helped me, and he told me on the phone that his wife is pregnant, and I thought, oh, I really want to thank him for helping me. So I thought, why not whip up a small baby thing for them? And what I did was a little hat and matching sock set. And what I used is Sandnes Garn, let me get the tag, Sandnes Garn Merinoull superwash yarn, and yeah, it's made for 3.5 millimeter needles, which I did knit the head on, and runs on 105 meter for 50 grams. It's 100% merino wool. Yeah, it's great. I really wanted to try that yarn, but I didn't know that it was superwash, which was perfect for a baby knit, because I don't know them basically. I don't know if they can care for hand knits or like woolly knits, so I thought superwash would be the way to go. Also, they don't know the gender of the baby yet. I'm not a fan of gender colors like pink and blue and stuff like that, but I don't know them, so maybe they are really into it. Maybe they want to dress their girl all in pink or their boy all in blue, so I wasn't sure what color I should choose, but they live at the seaside as well, and I thought, okay, blue and white stripes for every seaside baby is a good choice. So that's what I did. I have like this off-white and a really dark navy, and I used for the head the Ollie's Bear Head pattern from Hanne Knits. I knitted it up before, and this time I knitted the right size. I did like the 1 to 6 months size, and I did like the brim in dark blue, and then did like blue and white stripes, and it looks very cute. And the socks, I did like one in dark blue with white stripes, and the other one the opposite way, and I think they look really, really cute. I looked at, I think was it Drops or Pearl Soho, like really like newborn socks sizes, and I cast on I think 32 stitches on 3mm needles, and did like for the stripes it was like two rows of the contrast color, 3 rows of the base color and then again 2 rows of the contrast color. And yeah, I think they look really cute and they're really soft and squishy, so I think it's going to be perfect for a newborn baby. And yeah, I think he was very happy about receiving it. The only thing I was really surprised by, I mean, I have knitted with superwashed yarn before. I mean, this is superwashed yarn as well, but it is also knitted with a strand of merino lace. And this lost all of its integrity when I was trying to block it. Like when I put it into water, and I put it like in cold water, so nothing crazy, it just dissolved, like it lost all structure. It felt like pudding. So I was kind of worried that it's going to grow like too much, but through drying it kind of like got some structure back. But I think this also proves the point that I don't want to continue knitting with superwashed yarn. I mean, from an ecological sustainability point, obviously you shouldn't knit with superwash, but I mean, for some things like baby knits and stuff like that, or gift knits, it's all right. Or for my opinion, or for my knitting, I think I will continue maybe using it in these cases, but I don't want to knit with it for myself. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the scraps. Yeah, I have still a little bit left. I don't know, maybe for the next baby. So yeah, there were kind of 2 finished objects, like the socks and the hat, or a set, however you want to call it. I'm thinking if I had like another finished object and I'm forgetting about it, but I'm not sure. Oh my god, yes. Because I also don't have it with me anymore, because I like the dog pullover, I left the last finished object in Berlin as well, because it was for a friend and it was the last camisole number 5 for this year, finally. Yeah, I knitted it in bamboo and cotton blend from Hjertegarn, and it's like in this sand grayish color, and I really like the finished object. I have no idea if it fits her, because my friend, I wanted to meet her when I was in Berlin, but she got COVID, so we weren't able to see each other, and she needs to pick it up from another friend when she's not sick anymore. And yeah, but I'm happy with the finished object. It blocked and dried very differently from the others. So the other 3 I knitted on very different yarns as well, but they were all mainly animal fibers, and this one was all plant fibers. And the yarn is really silky and sleek and shiny and soft when you knit with it. It's also very splitty, which is kind of a nightmare. I don't have that many, I can't compare it that much with other all plant-based yarn, so I don't know how it compares to other ones, but yeah, I found it quite annoying. But the finished garment is really beautiful, like the sheen to it. It was really, really nice and made it look very posh or bougie. And but before blocking, the finished object was very drapey, very soft and squishy, and yeah, it was amazing. And when I blocked it, I hand washed it, it got very heavy, like the same with my Marseille sweater, which is knitted out of cotton. So it got like, it felt more like washing jeans than washing bamboo. So I was like really surprised by that. But when it was all dried up, it felt the same as before blocking. So maybe I could have like saved the blocking for all, because I think it didn't make such a huge difference. I gained maybe 1 centimeter for the body length, but I knew already that like the plant-based fibers won't stretch that much. But yeah, I hope it fits, but I'm pretty sure it does. And yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to knit camisole number 5 anymore, and that I'm done with summer knits now finally, and can continue with all the woolly and lovely winter and autumn knits. Yeah, but that was my last finished object. So because I had so many finished objects, I don't have that many whips, which actually feels great, because a few weeks ago I had like 7 whips, which felt crazy, and now I only have 2, which feels very manageable and great for my current moving temporary living situation. I think I need to take a sip. Yeah, one of them is not a foreigner to you. Yeah, but it's the Coloring Book Tea by Aimee Sher. I was hoping to finish this already, but I didn't manage, so yeah, it's still on my needles, but I think we are not far off from finishing it. So I don't know how much you can see of it. Yeah, the body is basically finished. I am on the ribbing right now, and I put in the white stripe at the ribbing, and I think I only have to go 0.5 centimeter, so maybe 2 or 3 rows, and then I can bind off and be done with the body. I still have to do like the sleeves and the mock neck, so it's still a little bit of work, but I think it's doable. And yeah, I did the main body in the Sunday yarn in the straw yellow color, and I'm doing the white stripe with the lace merino that I'm also used for my NORD pullover. And because the amount that I had for this one wasn't enough, so I ordered more, and I ordered extra because I knew I wanted to use it for this one, and I think I will use it for other projects as well, because I really like it. And I'm holding for this stripe, I'm holding the yarn double because it's a lace and the Sunday is the fingering, but the whole garment is knitted on a looser gauge, so it's knitted on 3.5mm needles. In comparison, usually you would knit on a 3mm fingering weight like the Sunday yarn, but I really like the fabric that it's creating, and so yeah, I think it's working out quite well. There's going to be is this right way? I never know where the back and the front is, which is not the best. But yeah, it's a raglan construction. I talked about this before. And yeah, there's going to be a white stripe at the neck, and also at the ribbing of the sleeves, because it's gonna have short sleeves. And yeah, I'm hoping this is enough to knit the 0.5 centimeter and to do the tubular bind off, because it would be really annoying for like just the bind off, join the yarn. So yeah, I have still 1 skein left. I think, did I buy 3 or 4? I will check that when I finish the object. And yeah, I'm definitely taking this with me because I want to wear it to work as well, because I have a white cardigan store-bought, which is exactly in the same color. This is like not a white, this is an off-white or like a really light cream color, I would say, and I really like this color. And yeah, I think wearing this woolen t-shirt with this cardigan would be great. It would be a great work outfit. And also I'm really curious how the Sunday yarn is going to behave while blocking, because yeah, all the woolly objects that I blocked now, they bloomed really nicely, and I could imagine that this does as well, because it already has a slight halo, but maybe it gets an even more halo, which would be really nice. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to be able to wear this. And my other finished object is also an acquisition, not finished object, my other whip is also an acquisition, and it's this Superbad Twirl 4-ply superwash sock yarn by Rico design. And yeah, it's the one that I bought at the craft store, and it has, I don't know how well you can see it, it has like this beautiful faded into each other colors, and I think it's really nice because, as I mentioned before, I have a blue face right now, but also it has like these autumnal colors, like what is it, like a rust orange and like an ochre yellow. And yeah, I think it's going to look very beautiful. And there are small pictures, I think there's no purpose in showing it to you, but there are small pictures how the knitted up socks going to look like, and the colors really fade into each other, so I'm really curious how it's going to look. I'm knitting from the middle in this case because I started this project on the train to Berlin, and I was afraid if I unwrap this ball band that it will all unravel and blah blah blah. Yeah, so I think this is very convenient, but I also really can't see what the next color is going to be like in it. And yeah, this is my teeny tiny whip right now. I think I will insert some picture of it because it's not a vanilla sock. I'm knitting a free pattern which is called Dieter Socken. I think it's by Schachenmeier, which is a very famous German sock yarn brand, and they have a lot of free patterns on their website. And this might not be helpful for you because you can't speak German, but I also think translating patterns is not that complicated because it's basically all, like, you have these fixed terms, so you only need to translate them, and then you have numbers which are in the Western world all the same. So I think, yeah, it's manageable to translate patterns from languages you don't know. And I really like this texture. It has like a 1x1 ribbing at the cuff, and then it starts with a 2x2 pattern which switches between like left and right stitches every now and then. And yeah, I really like it because I thought, okay, this yarn is quite busy already, but I didn't want to knit a plain vanilla sock. I'm really into structured knitting right now, or textured knitting, but I didn't want to knit something like this because I think with the lacy eyelet holes, this first of all, it doesn't really fit the more contemporary, not contemporary, like, I think the colors remind me a little bit of mid-century as well, but it doesn't, like a romantic lacy pattern like the Woodlandwalk Socks wouldn't have fitted this yarn so well. So I chose a more architectural, or how do you call it, not architectural but geometric pattern for this, and I'm really liking it. The only sad thing is I think I started with a really boring color. This is like a really dark blue, then it's like a grayish, brownish, greenish color. Now it's fading into more lighter blue, but yeah, I think it will take some time until I'm will be at the fun colors like the yellow or the rust color and stuff like that. So yeah, but this is like definitely taking this as well. This is like perfect in between knit. It's not mindless, but it's also not stressful. So yeah, this is that. This is not a work in progress, but I just did this when I put the elastic into this one as well, and I put into my is it the, I never know, but I think it's the Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit that I knitted earlier this year, and I put in an elastic because I really didn't like how the neck line was sitting. It was sitting quite low, and I didn't have enough yarn to do a double folded collar. So yeah, I put in an elastic finally, and now it's sitting great and I can take it to work with me. I'm taking a lot of my knitting to work. It's going to have its prime time. So yeah, we are off to acquisition. So I have a few acquisitions, which are a wild mix, I would say. So first of all, what else did I buy? I didn't, in the Miley's or Millie's yarn store, I bought the Superwash Merinoull by Sandnes Garn for the baby knit, but I also bought some Sunday by Sandnes Garn, and I bought 2 balls of this to make the Angela hat by Louisa Holm of, I think her Instagram handle is knitwear architect. I always like interchange both, and I already bought the Olivia hat pattern by her, and she posted on her Instagram that she's going to publish her Angela hat as well soon, and I really like the look of it. It's also similar to this one, like a really, not cropped, but like this fisherman hat style, like really short one, but in that case it has like a stockinette brim, and then I think it has a 2x2 ribbed top. And yeah, I already talked in my last episode about that I wanted a red hat, even though I don't wear a lot of red, and when I saw this color I decided to go for it, also because I really like the Sunday yarn in my t-shirt, so I thought why not knit a hat with it. And they also had double Sunday, which actually fits the gauge, because I want to knit again on 4mm needles, or maybe 3.5, but something like that. But I don't knit that much on DK weight, and I thought, okay, if I hold 2 strands of fingering together, and I have yarn left over, which I definitely going to have, I can use that for some color work in socks and stuff like that. And I think I would have more use from it than a DK weight. So yeah, I bought 2 skeins of the Sunday yarn, and yeah, I'm really curious how this red color is going to look like and how I'm going to integrate it into my wardrobe. But also I already think with this one it looks really nice, because the problem is when you're really into beige and grayish and gray, sometimes the colors are a little bit too close together. So I think like adding a pop of color with accessories is actually a great idea. So yeah, this was what I bought. Then this superwash yarn, superwash sock yarn, and yeah, continuing with my knitting plans. Okay, let's talk about something first. I already spoke about cardigan number 4, or my cardigan number 4 plans, in my autumn winter knitting plans video, and I was planning on knitting a sage colored cardigan number 4. The pattern recommends 3 strands of mohair, but I didn't really want to do that. So what I thought was knitting it with drops brushed alpaca silk in this sage color. But this sage color wasn't what I was looking for. It's very dark and bluish, and yeah, it wasn't what I was imagining. And I wanted to combine it with something like this and hold this double, and thought it would lighten up. But it wasn't just working, it wasn't what I was looking for. So I decided to switch it around and do a light, like a cream colored brushed alpaca silk, and use the sage color as the second strand. And then I found this one, which is perfect. This is the color that I actually wanted. It's much, if you compare these yarns, it's much more yellowy and greeny, and this is more in a turquoise direction. And yeah, this is Filcolana Alva, which is 100% alpaca, and I think it's a lace weight. So I think, I haven't swatched yet, but I think these two will combine in like a really, maybe it will have a marble effect, but I'm not sure yet because the cardigan number 4 is knitted in half fisherman's web, so it's already a very textured cardigan, and I think the color that it's going to make is like a cream with a sage colored undertone, or yeah, I think, and I'm imagining that it's going to be nice. So, but I haven't swatched yet. And yeah, this I already have, or both of these yarns I have been lying around my stash for a month now, but since I knew I wouldn't be able to knit something with it beforehand, I didn't mention them before. But yeah, these are going to be combined into cardigan number 4, but I'm not sure. I think I won't take the yarn with me now for the next 2 weeks, because yeah, I don't think I will start a half fisherman's web cardigan between work. Think I need a free weekend for that. And yeah, this is also a gift knit. This is not for me, and I have until the end of November, so there's still some time. And yeah, it's on 6mm needles, so I think I'm all right. But I also ordered quite a lot of this Filcolana Alva in this color because I really wanted some fingerless mittens, and I really want to knit the I don't know how they're called, they have a woman's name, but the ones that Orsa knits designed, because first of all I really like her podcast and her style as well. It's quite like classic and minimalistic, but she has also like a romantic touch to a lot of her knitting, which is not directly my taste, but I appreciate it a lot, and I think it fits her personality quite well. And I really wanted to support her and buy a pattern from her, and yeah, I think they fit quite well. And I will combine this with like this mohair blend that I have from Sostrene Grene, and yeah, I think it will make similar to the cardigan number 4, a really like light pale sage colored garment, or in this case accessories. But yeah, I think this I'm going to take with me. So I have a sock, I'm going to take the hat, I'm going to take the coloring book tee, and I'm going to take the mittens, and I think this might be enough. I mean, I will survive if I don't have knitting for 1 or 2 days, but yeah, I think this is the plan right now. I think this is all acquisition wise. I'm also planning on casting on the Woolfieyarn socks. I talked about them as well in my winter autumn knitting plans, but I was waiting to finish the NORD pullover because I want to use up the 1.5 skeins that I have left of the Filcolana Arwetta in this marzipan color. I also ordered this, is it cognac or Dijon? I have no idea. I will put the color name in the info box. But I ordered this as it's supposed to be a contrast color for this jumper, but I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. But I thought I can use it perfectly for the Woolfieyarn socks. And I also have some of this dark gray yarn left over from years ago, which I will use for the little sheep. And I will definitely do the socks the opposite way around, that I do like a brown colored one with like light contrast color work, and then the light one with the brown color work. I really find really cool if you have mismatched socks. And yeah, I really am curious. I'm considering knitting it on 3mm instead of 2.5mm needles, because I'm worried that my tension with colorwork socks in the round might be a little bit tight. But also this is superwash yarn, so it might grow a lot. But this jumper grew a little bit, but not massively. So I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. But I think the pattern asks for 2.25mm needles, so maybe 2.5 would be alright. So yeah, I'm taking this I'm taking this. Oh my god. I don't have enough. And this. And my coloring book tea. So I think I have enough knitting for 2 weeks. I don't need to take a cardigan amount of knitting with me. And also, when I bought all of the Sunday yarn, or the Sandnes Garn yarn, I realized that this would be such a great color combo. I really like this muted yellow with this, yeah, like red, and it's kind of a brick red, I think, and this navy blue. And I'm really into these primary colors. I mean, primary would be a magenta, and yeah, but you get what I mean, like red, blue, and yellow are often called primary colors, but they aren't really primary colors, because I also got some books on colors, because I was really interested after starting knitting and getting more into colors, what the background behind them is. And I thought about doing a jumper in this like grayish color and doing some contrast like on the NORD pullover at the hem in like these 3 colors. Maybe not in this exact same, because I don't want to knit with the superwash wool, but I guess the Sunday yarn has nice blues as well. And you do like a yellow hem and a red hem and a blue hem at the body, which I think would be really cool. I think there's like a yarn, not a yarn brand, a garment brand, which is selling vests and pullovers and socks, which inspired me to do something like that. They are really expensive, because I think they are hand knit, and obviously I can do it myself as well. I don't need to buy hand knit stuff. But yeah, I think they have really great color combos, which I would usually not tend to do, because I'm a really neutral colored person. But I think the more I get into knitting, the more I want to try out different colors, because it's fun. And yeah, I think if I have control above all the colors, I can just mix them to the perfect color combo that I want. And I think I'm really into, like, I don't know what I would call this. Maybe a vintagey yellow, like a pale grayish yellow. And I think like these colors are kind of like they don't remind me that much of like a children coloring book or something, what you would guess from like combining these primary colors, but more of yeah, like, what is it, like mid-century vibe, but I'm not sure. We will see. But I'm open to maybe knit a sweater with like some color statement in it, but we will see. I won't buy this sweater amount yet. I think the next the next thing is the cardigan number 4, then another cardigan number 4, the one with the candy cotton yarn for my sister, and then either way, maybe I knit them both at the same time, the knitted dress, and I still want to do the halibut sweater, but I didn't want to order the yarn before I am in my permanent flat, because I don't have a Swift yet, and this comes in hanks, and I don't want to hand cake all the hanks for a whole sweater. So yeah, that has to wait for now. And so I will do a lot of accessories and yeah, more advanced sock patterns like the OV socks. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I've showed everything. This episode is going to be very long again, probably as every episode, but Rebecca just published this morning or posted an episode which was like 1 hour and 36 minutes, which made me feel good, because I'm not the only one who can talk over an hour about knitting. I also did buy something else. I forgot about it. It's not that exciting. it's this little project bag. I got it also at Sostrene Grene when I bought the yarn for the dog pullover. And does this already have a hole? No. But yeah, it has like this stitching of these little flowers on there, which are quite cute, and it's like in this really foresty green, dark green color. It has a really long strap, which I have no use for because this is just a at-home project bag for me now. I kept my coloring book tee most of the time in there. Right now I store yarn in it, but yeah, I think it's quite cute, and it's like €2 or €3 or something. I really want to get one of Bubbles and Barry's project bags with like these beautiful stitchings. I think in her autumn edition they are like mushrooms, but I think she also has a Christmas edition out yet for this year. And yeah, these are my dream project bags if I ever get one. But yeah, they're like quite pricey, obviously, because they're handmade. I don't think the prices are not what is it, acceptable or reasonable, but yeah, for someone who just starts working, it's not payable. Is it the word payable right now for me? I think I need to wait until the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. But yeah, I'm also have some ideas for some special episodes, but I think I won't get to it before November, so I will talk more intensely about it in the next episode. And yeah, I will see you in a few weeks in my new flat, hopefully with a sorted stash, because right now I don't even know in how many boxes and bags all my yarn is. But yeah, I think I have enough yarn to keep me busy until I can unbox everything in my flat and figure out where to put all of my yarn until I can buy my dream cabinet. I have saved so many glass door cabinets already, but they are also pricey, and I looked at a lot of vintage ones, but they are not really what I was looking for. And yeah, I'm really indecisive because I saw a few cheaper ones as well, but they are like really bad quality. And since I do work sometimes as a hobby with wood as well, I do really see the poor craftsmanship. But if you buy like real good wooden furniture, you have to pay at least €1,000, and this is a lot of money for a yarn cabinet. So I'm not sure if I try to find a second-hand one, but this also results in complicated deliveries, which can cost a lot of money as well, because I'm not able to pick the cabinets up myself. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. First of all, I need a sofa. But yeah, I wish you, as every time, happy knitting in the autumn time. The leaves changed their color a lot these last days, but we are getting very sunny days in between as well. So yeah, it's very autumnal here right now, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the mild temperatures and the rains and moody moments in between. So yeah, I couldn't be happier, I would say, about the weather right now, which is weird because a lot of people, I think, are sad that summer is gone. But yeah, see you next time.